Welcome back. In this short video, we are going to learn about Windows 10 Autopilot for user-driven mode. First of all, know about what is a Windows Autopilot. It is a cloud-based service, and basically it is like a collection of technologies to set up and pre-configure new device, getting ready as a product production use, and also we use to existing devices or like a reset or recover devices and basically it's as per the in a current scenario as a task sequence we are using the task sequence for bare metal machine or in place upgrade. It's a very lengthy and time taking process. So as a autopilot deployment is a very streamlined and it's a very easy to use, and there are no any other like any other uh, other deployment or reimaging or reimaging the machine as per the client requirement or the as a company standard. And also autopilot reduce the infra there is not required any physical server or any Azure server. It is a cloud-based solution managed by Microsoft. So uh, before creating any autopilot deployment, we need to know some prerequisite require the uh, dynamic groups basically it's a first as a prerequisite is containing the device physical IDs for because you don't know how many machines you are enrolling and how you can identify which machine used to enroll using the Windows Autopilot. So we need to create as a dynamic group. First of all, click on groups, create a new group, and also group type as the security. Enter the group name like WIN Windows. Sorry, Windows Autopilot dynamic group. This dynamic group consists all device physical IDs and the device assignment as the dynamic group at the query. Basically, lots of query available in Microsoft documentation, and Microsoft have released this documentation. You can check out and review how to create the dynamic group as per your requirement and in Azure AD. So here is the option for autopilot. Device physical IDs. Any string value used by the autopilot, such as all autopilot devices has order ID or purchase ID. There is a three strings you can use anyone. In my case, I am selecting this one. Click on edit, paste it here, save as. Just we have created the dynamic group for the Windows autopilot devices. And second step we need to second step for the uh, click on Windows enrollment. Here is the Intune connector for Active Directory. This is a very most important part if you are working in a on premises. You want to join hybrid domain join it required, but in my case we don't using as the hybrid domain join, so we not configure in Intune connector. In this video we will create a separate video hyper domain join related. So first step we create the dynamic group, and the second step we need to create the configuration profile domain join profile. Click on devices. Here is a configuration profile. create profile, Windows 10 and later, just select as the template. Here is the just let's see, yeah, configure, create a profile, Windows 10, domain join, copy, enter the name, Windows, next. Here is the like three three like how computer name, what is the host name of the computer you can define uh, as per the standard. If you want like any specific string or any specifics, in my case I am just entering desktop and define the domain name lamp.com. If you want to set like autopilot related devices move to any specific OU, you can create the OU and paste here the address of the OU. Here is the option you like you have created the domain join profile, you want to assign like all users for our devices. In my case we have created for the autopilot autopilot devices, so we can limit the uh, domain join profile as the earlier created dynamic group. Assign this, next, next, and third and most important step for creating autopilot profile, deployment profile. Just click on Windows, Windows enrollment. Here you can see here like a Windows autopilot deployment. Another option like device, how you can import the device. First we create the deployment profile, then you import the device and assign the profile. Create, click on create profile. Here the two options like a Windows PC and other option is a HoloLens. It is a new like it's a new feature. It also used for the Windows autopilot deployment creation of the deployment deployment profile creation. So just I'm selecting as the Windows. So you can enter the name, not to autopilot user driven event deployment. Convert our targeted devices to autopilot. Suppose if you want to convert all existing devices in any so like here is the suppose you have existing devices, you want to convert all devices, so you can select yes. Otherwise you can limit the profile. In my case I did not convert all, so because there is a limited machines. Deployment mode. Here are the two options. These are user driven and self deployment. Basically, just first we not explain the self deployment. Basically, it is only used for the kiosk devices. If you know more about, just click on I button. Deployment mode control if user need to provide the credentials or provisioning the device. Device is not associated with user. Basically, it is used for the like a common device and kiosk device for any specific purpose like uh, ticketing, digital signatures, and also keyboard self-deployment device is not supported hybrid domain join. Then we have select the user-driven. Here is the option out of box experience related settings, how you can express in user in like how user end experience is you can like Microsoft software licensing if you want to, then so otherwise you can hide account settings, hide the account option, hide user type as a standard. If you want to create any specific account like a user as admin account rights, so you can select here. But as the production, you did not uh, provide the full rights so for users. So as a testing purpose, we need to like you have deployed any enrollment for testing purpose, then you can use this option. Otherwise, go with a standard. Allow pre-provisioning deployment. Basically, it is another way to controlling the like exact. Suppose you have a window device or OME or vendor, you can go provide the set of like a device-based deployment application deployment or any customization. Then you can give the create the all pre-provisioning deployment profiles and site IT or any local OME vendor enroll the device as per the standard and customization. Then it reseal the first like hit 5 time Windows key and automatically move to the pre-provisioning deployment mode. Then site IT, local site IT or vendor is enrolling the device and reseal the device, then hand over to user. It is a very streamless process. We create the separate video related to white glow. It is also known as the white glow is the rename as pre-provisioning deployment. And language setting, if you want any specific language, you can set here. Otherwise, it taking the operating system default. Keyboard, if you want any standard like device name, any company name, and this, if any format, it totally depend on the designing how you can use this. Just click on next. Here is the key thing, you can assign the profile for Windows dynamic Windows Autopilot dynamic group, because if any device you import the hardware has file and device will be directly moved to the dynamic group. So we have created the security dynamic group and create the domain join profile. Then we create the Windows 10 autopilot like a user driven autopilot profile. Then another step like is a, basically is optional, you can create and control. Basically it is used for the enrollment status page, used for the troubleshooting purpose. You can control and review the collect the log and review. So here is the click on enrollment status page. You can create the own enrollment status page or you can use the default one. Suppose you want to as a standard, you can use the default one. Click on properties, edit. Here is the option show application profile configuration progress bar. Yes, if you want, yes, you as user and user will user able to see the progress bar installation and profile configuration customization setting. Only so page device pre-provision like oops experience related. If you want, yes, can select here. Block devices until some application are installed and one or two application is missing, so we can block if your device is not properly fully configured or enrolled, user not able to use this. Allow user reset the machine. If suppose any application or any existing setting customization setting creating the problem, then we have give the right to user reset the machine and re-enroll the machine. There is a option you can modify as per your requirement. So before creating any autopilot profile, we need to create a dynamic group and also install the Intune connector if you want to hybrid domain join, and then we import the devices like click on enrollment, click on devices. I have one device has file, so I can click on import. Yes, you can import or you export how many devices you have all existing. If you want new device, so you can import. Click on import, browse, click on stop. Yeah, import. Basically, it will take 0 to 15 minutes. First is importing, then in assigning. You can see here syncing with the particular device. First importing, assigning. It's like you see here is a updating. Once updating it, and then it's assigned to the specific profile. It will take more time. So this is we will create the separate video for how to import, how to create a hardware hash file for any specific device and how to import. So in this short video, we have just cover dynamic, how to create dynamic group, domain join profile, and autopilot user driven profile. Thank you. Thanks for watching.